Hello again, friends. I mentioned in a previous vlog that I did that we got an album coming out. That one's called All Hands Up, and I'm starting to release singles for it now. The first one is called On the Dinosaur Dance Floor, so be looking out for that. It's kind of like a jazz funk thing, but we're recording another album this summer. All right, I'm just pulling up now to the first full group rehearsal we got for the album we're going to record this summer. Of piecing together stuff that I've written over the last 10 years and reworking it with players that I've known and worked with from UNT. So this one that's coming up, which doesn't have a title yet, but it has a lot of jazz shredding on it. It's like fast, aggressive, swinging jazz. Basically what we did for years at UNT. One of the tunes we're working on is called February Friends, which is a waltz I wrote, and it's in the vein of Vince Guaraldi's work on the Charlie Brown soundtrack. In 2015, I studied traditional music in Bulgaria, which is a lot of odd meter folk music. And on my first two albums, Traders of the Lost Arts, which came out in 2018, and The Fast Crusade in 2019, those were both with San Francisco players when I was living over there. But that was all Eastern European folk music arranged for a jazz fusion quartet. And a lot of those influences are coming out now with the original stuff that I'm doing.
Yeah. Like targeting.
Oh, you're thinking 3-2-2 to the 7.
Am I? Yes.
Because it's definitely 2-2-3.
Oh, I'm doing like a targeting.
Yeah, nah, you're definitely.
Oh, you were doing the 11. Okay.
Yeah. Targeting.
There's a song on this album called The Special Detectives Theme, which is the theme to a show that doesn't exist, about a man who is living in an alternate reality and thinks that he's a special detective going around the city to do these epic missions, but he's actually not because no one hired him to do that. And that's going to be a through-composed theme music thing, unlike everything else on the album, which has improvised solos and stuff in the jazz realm.
And he thinks he's a detective, but he's not really. So he's sneaking around the city, and he's got these epic missions on his mind, but nobody actually hired him to do all this stuff. There's kind of like an irony in it.
You ever read The Secret Life of Walter Mitty?
No.
That's exactly what that is.
Was there a movie about that?
There was a movie. It's nothing like the short story.
Oh. Like the Hood Wizard.
What?
The Hood Wizard is this guy dressed up as a wizard in the hood. It's like, hey man, and just people come up to us like, hey man, I got a mission for you.
Oh, I think I saw it.
I think like a great response to this, like eventually just meets the wizard. It's like, oh perfect, I'm glad you brought all that work for me, all those codes.
Yeah.
Now defeat the High King.
So you're saying I should write another one called The Hood Detective Scene.
There's also a gospel-inspired thing in 6/8 called Vegetable Dan that I used to play with my group in Reno, which was called Clock's Magic Bandits back in like 2012, 2013. So it's been really interesting for me to take a lot of these tunes from different eras of my life and bring it together and work with these musicians to record it in the studio. I think back then I just wasn't confident enough in my own playing to record it. I was always like, just practice more, get better at playing music, you know, why record, just keep working on it. But after like 10 years you get to a point where it's like, okay, you gotta create a product here for people to listen to, otherwise it just disappears into the ether, right? So that's what this album is, and it also All Hands Up, the one that's coming out first. Be on the lookout for All Hands Up. The single's coming out now, and I'll keep you posted about this album that we're working on.